Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have a special guest today. This is my kitty cat. I love my kitty. And I'm actually going to do a tag video today. I've never done one before. I was watching Emily Noel 83, which is a really nice makeup guru to look at if you haven't checked her out already. And she's had enough of this nonsense. So basically, she wanted her viewers do a video response to her tag makeup story video. So I decided to do it, and because I use my computer to film, I may have to take a few pauses to set the questions so I can actually see them. This is tag for my makeup story. First question: how old were you when you started wearing makeup? I grew up in the performing arts. I started going to dancing school when I was 4 years old, so I obviously had to wear makeup for that. But as far as like wearing makeup during the day, probably touch and go, starting 6th or 7th grade-ish. I mean, I didn't really wear too much makeup to school, even in high school. It's kind of really hard to pinpoint that, but I did go to a little tiny Catholic school, so we were kind of limited on the sort of makeup we could do, which is understandable. I mean, if you didn't grow up in it, you think, oh, uniforms, that sucks. It really doesn't. And I kind of liked how it challenged you to express yourself without relying on makeup or clothing or anything like that. So really, it's hard to specifically pinpoint when I technically started wearing makeup. Hope that's a decent answer for you. How did I get into makeup? This is another one that's kind of untraditional. Makeup, it was never taboo for me. So even as a toddler, I was allowed to play with makeup. It was always present growing up, and my mom always used it. It was always a part of my life. It was never anything that it's like I got into it. It was just always there because it was a necessity for a lot of things I did growing up. Okay, what are some of your favorite brands? I don't really have too many favorite brands. I think a lot of my stuff is actually CoverGirl, and I have a fair amount of Avon. I really enjoy Avon stuff. I like the little catalogs and the pretty things, and I have some eyeshadows, and my favorite lip gloss is Avon. Unfortunately, they don't make that shade anymore. And those are just things I have the most makeup in. It doesn't really mean I like it necessarily any better than anything else. Okay. What does makeup mean to me? Well, makeup is obviously a tie into my passion, which is the performing arts. I like dancing. I like being in choirs. I love theater. That's why I have a bachelor's degree in theater. Said growing up, whenever I had a show, that's when makeup came out, and it was always sort of something special for me. It also is kind of like artistic expression. Some people paint, some people draw, write, but I think makeup is a really fun thing that almost everyone can do in some form or fashion. Just to experiment and play with it, and it helps you feel good about yourself, especially if you don't have the best skin. Having the ability to, correct it with concealer, or like if you feel your eyes are small and using makeup tricks to make them appear bigger helps boost confidence. Simple things, evening out the skin tone, adding highlight in the proper places, just little things that can make a world of difference in someone's life, male or female. Scroll down here to the next set of questions. If you could only wear 4 products on your face, what would they be? This one is tricky because I'm not sure if they mean makeup products or just beauty products in general. I'm going to go with like beauty products in general. So I'm going to say moisturizer, some powder, mascara, and a nice lip gloss. I think that really covers your bases because, your moisturizer so your skin's all healthy and soft. Powder to kind of take away shine, and even your skin out to an extent. A lip gloss because, you know, a pop of color on your lips. And then mascara because eyes are always fun to emphasize, and mascara is one of the easiest ways to do that. What is my favorite thing about makeup? This is kind of a repeat of 4 just worded differently, but my favorite thing is the creativity that goes into creating a look. I mean, I'm not the sort of person who really goes too crazy and elaborate with my eyeshadow or anything, but I love seeing people who do. So I like that sort of expression. It's just such a wide range of options you can have. Scrolling down. What do you think about drugstore makeup versus high-end makeup? This is a funny question for me, because obviously my channel focuses on drugstore and how you don't need to spend a whole lot of money to look good and have fun and play with makeup. I really don't even own any high-end stuff, but my impressions of it, I mean, I have gone to Sephora and tried out their makeup and stuff, and I do enjoy it, but nothing that really makes me want to spend, you know, $30 on a blush. I think, like, drugstore makeup, you can get anything you need. I mean, high-end, I think a lot of what you're paying for is a name, which I'm not really big into brand names. I'm not into labels, really. I don't care. I don't need to wear Armani or Coco Chanel or something to look good. I can wear something just as well from Deb or even the thrift store. The thrift store is amazing. You can find some really awesome stuff there sometimes. And it's one of those things where it's a luxury. Like, I love BMW cars. I don't need one. Toyota works just as well, but it's something fun to play with, and I don't think there's really anything wrong with high-end or anything. It's just, you know, you're paying for a name, and if you really love something and you want to treat yourself, go ahead. But I don't think people should disregard drugstore simply because it says CoverGirl instead of MAC, because a lot of times things are comparable. I think people in general are too focused on your labels, your brand names, and not enough on quality. My big thing is, you know, you don't need a label to look good and have good quality products, which is what my channel is all about. I do use all drugstore products. I'm not ashamed of that. I really don't care. I don't have a great deal of money. It's just simple economics to me, but not a big deal. What's one tip of advice you can give to a beginner? Just have fun. There isn't really any set rules to makeup. Don't be afraid to pull out a green eyeshadow. You know, you may like it. When I go shopping in a store and I go for clothes, like my friends and I, pardon my French, but we'll try things on for shits and giggles. And we'll just pick something random off the shelf, something that we think is be horrible, completely crazy, something we never see in a million years, and then we just try them on for the heck of it. And sometimes you can find some really great things. Some of my favorite shirts are actually stuff that I initially tried on for shits and giggles. You know, you never know what you're going to find until you try, so, you know, that's just my big advice. Just experiment, have fun. What is one makeup trend you never understood? This is kind of the question I was waiting for, because people are probably going to hate me right now, but I don't understand the nude lip craze. I guess it's kind of reminiscent of the mod in the 60s where they did like white lipstick, but I never really found that attractive, and I don't understand why people want to make their lips, you know, match their skin. Lips are meant to have color in my book, and I think making that go away can make you look quite washed out. I mean, I know people love it. People always talk about new lips, but, you know, I just never understood it. It's not something for me. I don't understand the fascination, and I probably never will. What do you think about the beauty community on YouTube? It's kind of amazing when you think about it, because I mean, I didn't even realize it existed until a few months ago. There are just so many people with so many good tips, some not so great. There's just so many different points of view out there, different opinions that people couldn't have dreamed of even 10 years ago. And it's just amazing that we are living in this world that we can. And I think it is a great thing. I mean, obviously, if you do put yourself out there, you are risking ridicule, and because there are people who just want to cause trouble. But you can find so many different people, like the one I mentioned before, Emily Noel 83. I love watching her videos because she's very fun and friendly and personable, and she doesn't, you know, rely solely on department store makeup to look good. And then there are others. There's a guy who does makeup reviews. I think his name is Call Me Frostbite. And, you know, I think that's amazing that he has the guts to put himself out there. To, you know, admit that I'm a guy, I like makeup, I'm going to do reviews on these. You know, there are people from all over the world, all different walks of life, who do like makeup and can come together. So, you know, I think it's a great thing, but it also has its negative sides. So it's just, you know, if you do videos yourself and put your out there, expect some ridicule, take your criticism with a grain of salt. Because there are people who are going to just want to tear you down. And there are the people who are offering valuable insight. And I think anyone can be beautiful and confident and feel great about themselves, regardless of race, creed, size, gender, where you're from, where you're going. You know, everyone has their own experiences and tricks they can bring to the table. So I think it's great that there's an avenue for people to share and learn from others. You never can be too sure that the person you may be watching on YouTube today may be a superstar tomorrow. I just think it's wonderful that you can express yourself, that people might not have been able to, and people can get exposure that they might not have otherwise. Like me, I do videos just because it's something to pass the time. You know, I want to share things, and, you know, I don't have a very big viewership, but if one person can take something useful out of watching my videos or someone else's, then I think it's worth it. Anyway, I think I've talked long enough, so I'm going to wish everyone a great day. Hope you enjoyed my makeup story. Bye!